So we are going to start the last chapter, last point regarding this particular chapter, that is nothing but the introduction to the admixtures. Yes. So what are the admixtures? An admixture is defined as the material other than your cement, coarse aggregate, or the fine aggregate and the water. What is admixture? Admixture is nothing but the material which is used other than your cement, aggregate, and your water, which is used to improve or to enhance the property of your fresh concrete. To enhance the property of your fresh concrete. So these admixtures, basically we are going to use it to increase the workability of that particular concrete which you have prepared. Any problem, Karan? You have raised your hand. काय problem असेल तर विचारा. So basically, we are going to use this admixture to improve the workability of the concrete, whatever the concrete which we have prepared, or to improve the setting time of that particular concrete by using the accelerators or retarders. Basically, accelerators we are using to accelerate the rate of heat of hydration, and retarders we are using to decrease the rate of heat of hydration. It depends on the conditions that you are going to cast your concrete. Okay, so whether you are going to cast your concrete in cold weather conditions or in hot weather conditions, depending upon that, you are going to decide. Or maybe the temperature effect also you are going to consider for the same. Okay, maybe the temperature range is around 40 degree or 40 plus. Then at that time, you are going to use the retarders to just slow down the rate of heat of hydration process. Okay. And if you are going to construct your any kind of construction in colder regions, there you are going to use the accelerators which will promote or which will enhance the rate of heat of hydration. Okay, so their basic functions I think we have discussed in our yesterday's session, to increase the workability without increasing the water content or decreasing the water content, that is by keeping the water content same as like, or it may be we are going to increase the water content or decrease the water content. In most of the whatever the admixtures we are using now, in most of that admixtures we are going to decrease the water cement ratio. Okay, what we are going to do, we are going to decrease the water is to cement ratio. Okay, now why we are going to decrease that? Because in case of your mixed design, we are having the water cement ratio, it may be 0.4, 0.45 or 0.5, but by reducing the quantity of water and by use of the admixtures, we can achieve the same workability as that of the water content which we have taken previously. Okay, so just by reducing the water content also, we will get the same water workability for that particular concrete. And this is possible if you are going to use the admixtures in a given concrete. Okay, so their main another main function is to reduce or prevent the shrinkage and create the slight expansion. As we know, if there is a change in the environment or the temperature conditions, definitely there will be change in the volume of a given concrete. The concrete may expand or the concrete may shrink. Okay, it may expand or it may shrink. So just to avoid the shrinkage or the expansion of the concrete, that is just to avoid the change in the volume of the concrete, we can use the admixtures. We can use the admixtures. Okay, so which type of admixtures that we have to use, we will discuss it afterwards. Then to modify the rate of capacity for the bleeding. So whatever the bleeding which is going to occur. Now what is bleeding? Kon sangu shakel, what is bleeding? Yesterday we have discussed this.
Appearance of water, thin layer on concrete surface.
Yes, the water comes at the top of that concrete. Your coarse aggregates or your aggregates are settled down along with the cement at the bottom, and water is at the top surface. So that cause that thing we called it as the bleeding. And what is latence? In case of latence, no. What is latence?
Water comes along with the cement paste.
Yes, water comes along with the cement. So when the water along with the cement, it comes at the top surface, you called it as the lattice. Please remember the small difference between bleeding and the lattice. Huh? In case of bleeding, only water comes at the top. Only water comes at the top. And in case of lattice, water along with some particles of the cement will come at the top. That is nothing but the lattice. Okay, and these are nothing but types of the segregation also, one kind of segregation. Okay, which is not good for the concrete, or which is not good for the achieving the durability for the concrete. Okay, then next purpose of the use of the admixture is to reduce the segregation. Okay, whatever the segregation, I think 3 different types we have discussed yesterday. If you remember that, if you recall that 3 different types of segregation, I'm very happy. Can you recall what type of segregation is going to occur? Different 3 types. Anyone from you? Segregation. In the first type of segregation, coarse aggregates are get separated from the given concrete material. Whatever the coarse aggregates are there, which are present, these are get separated from the concrete itself. That is the first type of segregation. What is the second type of segregation?
Separation of cement paste from the concrete during the plastic stage.
Can you repeat?
Separation of cement paste from a concrete during plastic stage.
Yes, separation of cement paste during the concrete construction. And third one?
Separation of water from concrete.
Good. Separation of water from the concrete body itself. Okay, so at first stage, it may happen that your aggregates, maybe coarse and the fine aggregates, are settled down at the bottom. That is the first, or it may separate it from the concrete body itself. That is the first type of segregation. And the second type, the cement particles are get separated. There is no proper bonding between cement and other rest material. Okay, that is again one of the format of the segregation. And in the last one, the water is get separated. That is, it comes at the top, or it gets separated from the concrete body itself. Okay, so that is the third type of the segregation that you are going to see. So to reduce such type of segregations in the concrete, we can use the admixtures. Okay, the next function is to improve the pumpability of a given concrete. Suppose you are going to lift the concrete at a height of maybe around 10 meters, 15 meters. Okay, at a height of around 10 to 15 meters. Then to improve the workability of the concrete, which is used in the concrete pumps. Basically, as per our Indian standard specification, we can take a concrete up to a distance of 2 kilometers in a horizontal direction. And in case of vertical, that is around 50 meters, we can take our concrete. Okay. अगदी 50 मीटर पर्यंत आपण आपलं concrete lift करू शकतो through the concrete pumps or by use of the concrete pumps. So to lift or to just take this concrete at a particular height, maybe G+1, G+2, G+3, you are using the concrete pumps. Now, if the workability of that concrete is very less, that means you are using less water. If the workability of the concrete is very less, will it be possible for that concrete pump to pump that much of concrete and to take the concrete at a higher height? Will it be possible? Definitely not. Okay. if you are using the concrete of low workability, we can't pump that concrete. We can't take that concrete from one height to other height. Okay. From 0 meter to maybe 10 meters height, maybe 20 meters height. So for that, what we require the workable, highly workable concrete. So you can prepare your concrete as highly workable by the use of admixtures without compromising or without doing anything to the water cement ratio, or by reducing the water cement ratio. You can improve the workability of the concrete by use of the admixtures. The next function we have seen is nothing but to increase the strength, that is compressive, it may be the tensile, or it may be the flexural strength. So to increase that strength, we are going to use the admixtures. Now, can you differentiate these three words, compressive, tensile, or flexure, or what is flexural strength, what is shear strength, and what is compressive strength? Can you tell me the difference between these three? What is the definition of compressive strength? What is shear force? What is compressive force? And what is flexure strength? Can you differentiate these three terms? I think in strength of materials. Okay, I think you have studied that part. What is the difference between these three? Anyone from you? Try difference. What is shear strength? What is compressive strength? And what is flexural strength? Anyone from the present in the meeting? Can you differentiate? Compressive strength, decrease in length, tension, test, increase in length. Flexure is reparture. It's not reparture, it's rupture. Okay. Compressive strength, you are going to apply the load. Okay, on one of the maybe whatever the concrete body you are having. As we know, our concrete is strong in compression and weak in tension. Okay, so in tensile force, or if you want to determine the tensile force which is present in a given concrete, we are going to use the split tensile strength. You are going to cast the cylinder, and then you are just going to apply the load. The cylinder will split into the two different parts. Okay, so that is the tensile strength as far as our concrete is considered. And for flexural test, we are going to cast the beam. Okay, we are going to cast the beam, and you are going to apply the load. Maybe the beam is resting on the two simple roller support, and you are going to apply the load at the center. Okay, it's a 2-point method loading or single point method loading. If you are going to apply the load on a beam which is simply supported and the load is acting exactly at the center, then it is 1-point loading or 3-point loading system, 2-point loading system, 1-point loading system. Have you seen or have you done this particular experiment previously? I think not. Okay, I think no one is knowing what is that. I will show you in the case of testing of the hardened concrete. That part is there. Okay, so maybe we can apply 1-point loading system. We can apply 2-point loading system as far as our beam is considered. Okay, then next function is to decrease the permeability of a given concrete. So as we know, if there are some cracks or the voids which are present at the top surface of your concrete, if there are some cracks or the voids which are being present at the top surface of your given concrete, then definitely it may happen that water will penetrate through the concrete body itself. There is a big chance that water will get penetrated through the concrete body itself. Okay, so to avoid that permeability of the water, that is water is just entered in the concrete and then it may lead to destroy that concrete. ठीक आहे, जर तुमच्या कॉन्क्रीट मध्ये वॉटर एंटर झालं, सो इट मे कॉज सम इफेक्ट ऑन दॅट कॉन्क्रीट बॉडी इटसेल्फ. Okay, there may be chances of occurrence of the cracks, efflorescence, or maybe some major cracks are going to happen. Okay, it is going to achieve the low strength if it is going to absorb more water. So to decrease the permeability of a given concrete, we can use the admixtures. Then to improve the impact and abrasion resistance. Okay, abrasion is nothing but wear and tear. So to improve the performance of your concrete, we can use the admixtures and increase the bond between existing and new concrete. Basically, in case of road or in case of slab, suppose you are going to construct a row house, okay, maybe of around 10 houses you are going to construct. And on a single day, you want to cast a slab. Okay, एका दिवशी तुमचं slab casting आलेले. Maybe it may happen that some slabs are one-way slabs, some are two-way slabs, some are continuous, some are discontinuous slab. So to have the good bonding between the older slabs that already you have constructed or existing concrete and the new concrete. So to connect these two concrete, we can use the admixtures. If your admixture is present between your concrete, then it is easy for you to connect or to have the good bonding between your existing concrete and the new concrete. Okay, so these are the some functions of the admixtures. Then next type or next point is what are the different types of the admixtures that are present in the nature. So basically there are two major categories of these admixtures. First one we called it as the chemical admixture, and second one we called it as the mineral admixture. Now what are chemical or what are mineral admixtures? Basically chemical admixtures are made by using some chemicals which will improve or which will enhance the property of your concrete. And in case of mineral admixtures, generally we are using the natural waste or whatever the natural minerals we are having. It may be the fly ash. It's a byproduct which is obtained from the industries. Okay, it is freely available in an abundant quantity. It is available in the nature. Okay, fly ash. Okay, the cost of fly ash, if you compare with the cement bag, it is on the lower side. The cost of fly ash is less than the cement bag. So fly ash is there. बगॅश ash, तुम्ही बघितलं असेल शेतामध्ये ज्यावेळेस ऊस तोडणी झाल्यानंतर ते जे काही खाली पाचट राहतं ते जाळण्यात येतं. ठीक आहे, हे कशासाठी जाळतात रे, सांगता येईल कुणाला? कशासाठी जाळतात? आपल्या तुमच्या क्लासमधून कुणी उत्तर सांगेल? काय निर्माण होतं? खत. व्हेरी गुड. अजून काय होतं? कोण सांगेल? ऊस तुमचा तोडल्यानंतर कट केल्यानंतर ठीक आहे, खाली जे काही पाचट वगैरे राहतं त्यानंतर ते जाळण्यात येतं. कशामुळे जाळतात? जाळल्यानंतर त्याची जी काय पावडर फॉर्म तयार होते, दॅट यू कॉल्ड इट ॲज मे बी अ बगॅश ॲश, त्याला बगॅश ॲश असं म्हटलं जातं. दॅट ॲश in case of our construction sector, I'm talking about that bagash ash is used as a mineral admixture. We can replace our cement by using the bagash ash. ठीक आहे, जिथे तुम्हाला एका कामासाठी सपोज 10 किलो सिमेंट लागते, तर अशा केस मध्ये तुम्ही तिथे 9 किलो सिमेंट आणि 1 किलो बगॅश ॲश, it depends on the design. Okay, so we can use that bagash ash in our construction sector as a supplementary cementitious material. These admixtures are nothing but our supplementary cementitious materials, your mineral admixtures. Basically your fly ash is there, bagash ash is there, then maybe a slag. Okay, steel slag is there, we can use that also in our concrete. Okay, maybe slag from the iron, maybe slag from any aluminum, copper, brass manufacturing companies. That slag also we are going to use it. What is slag? Slag is nothing but मळी, ज्याला मळी असं म्हटलं जातं. जशी ऊसाची मळी असते, ठीक आहे, तसंच तुमच्या कॉपर स्लॅग म्हणजे कॉपर तयार झाल्यानंतर त्याची मळी तयार होते. ठीक आहे, फायनल प्रोडक्ट तयार झाल्यानंतर जे काही वेस्ट वॉटर असतं ते वेस्ट वॉटर कुठेतरी सोडण्यात येतं आणि त्या वेस्ट वॉटर मध्ये असे कितीतरी मिनरल्स असतात विच आर हार्मफुल टू द एन्व्हायरमेंट, बट वी कॅन प्रोटेक्ट दॅट. त्याचे आपण स्टॉक पाइल्स तयार करून वी कॅन यूज दॅट स्लॅग in our construction sector. Best example is your steel slag we can use copper slag, aluminum slag. Okay, these can be used in our construction sector as a supplementary cementitious material. Okay, then surki is there. I think everyone knows what is this surki is there. Okay, your sometimes what happen in case of brick factories where brick is get manufactured, some of the bricks are overburned. Some of the bricks are overburned. We call that bricks as zama bricks. त्याला आपण झामा ब्रिक्स असं म्हणतो नेहमी. ठीक आहे, ज्या ओव्हन ब्रिक्स असतात. Such oven bricks are not used in our concrete directly, or these are not used in the construction of a brickwork. So what we can do for that? It's a waste material now we're having. So we can use that Zama bricks. We can use that Zama bricks in our concrete construction. We are going to crush it in the powder form, and then we are going to replace it as a supplementary cementitious material. Or maybe we can replace it with our coarse or with our fine aggregates also. Okay, lots of research work has been done on this particular part, that is use of Zama bricks in case of our concrete construction. So these are some mineral admixtures. Now, as far as chemical admixtures are considered, we are having plasticizers, super plasticizers, air entraining agents, gas forming agents. Their main purpose, suppose take the example of first one, plasticizer or the super plasticizer. Why it is called as plasticizer? Are we using any plastic in it? That is why it is called as plasticizer? No, not at all. We are not going to use any kind of plastic. Why it is called as plasticizer? Because it is going to increase the plasticity of a given concrete. That is, you can use these admixtures in the fresh stage of a given concrete. That is why it is called as plasticizers. Okay, plasticizers means we are going to, these admixtures are going to increase the workability of the fresh concrete, the plasticity of the fresh concrete. That is why it is called as plasticizers. Otherwise तुम्ही म्हणताल नाही सर plasticizer म्हणजे प्लास्टिक यूज करत असतो आपण. No. Okay, why it is called as plasticizer? These are going to help us to increase the plasticity of a given concrete. Okay, so chemical admixtures, we are having plasticizers, super plasticizers, air entraining agents. Air entraining agents are nothing but those which are helping us to improve the workability. Just to improve the workability, that air entraining agents we can use. We are having gas forming agents, we are having accelerators, we are having the retarders. Okay, accelerators will increase the rate of heat of hydration, while retarders will decrease the rate of heat of hydration. So these are some admixtures which we are going to use it, and these are been explained in these PPTs. Okay, as I told you, the different types: plasticizers, super plasticizers. These are help us to improve the strength, and basically the main purpose of use of plasticizer is to reduce the water content. Suppose तुमच्या कॉन्क्रीट मध्ये वॉटर सिमेंट रेशो तुम्ही 0.4 घेतलेला आहे किंवा 0.45 आहे, पण तुमच्याकडे पाण्याची कमतरता आहे. ठीक आहे, किंवा मे बी यू आर constructing that particular structure in maybe in summer season or hot tropical region, अशा ठिकाणी तुम्ही construction करता. So to maintain the water cement ratio adequate and to improve the workability in such hot tropical regions, we can use the plasticizers. So what plasticizers will do, if you are going to use the plasticizers, you can reduce the water is to cement ratio by around 30% maximum. Okay, so we can reduce the water content by around 30%. Okay, by around 30% if you are going to use the particular plasticizers. ठीक आहे, प्लास्टिसायझर ने तुम्ही 30% पर्यंत वॉटर रिड्यूस करू शकता. जनरली जे यूज करतो आपण 20 ते 30% पर्यंत आपण कॅल्क्युलेट करतो. ठीक आहे, and plasticizers, if you are going to take example, there are more than 500 plasticizers are available in the market. Super plasticizers, each plasticizer or super plasticizer is having their own property. Their main and important function is to improve the workability by reducing the water is to cement ratio or water cement content. समजताय? लक्षात ठेवा, प्लास्टिसायझर किंवा सुपर प्लास्टिसायझर कशासाठी वापरतात? प्लास्टिसायझर्स or the super plasticizers we are using just to improve the workability by reducing the water is to cement ratio. Okay. Next one, retarders and retarding plasticizers. Basically, these are used to reduce the rate of heat of hydration. Retarders. Accelerators, these are used to increase the rate of heat of hydration in case of cold regions. Retarders we can use in case of hot tropical regions. Okay, and air entering agents, these are used to improve the workability of a given concrete. Okay, some of the plasticizers are being mentioned. Mineral admixtures, we are having the flash, silica fume, then GGBS, that is glass granulated blast furnace slag or the slag, and rice husk ash or surki, you can call it as. Okay, next another name is. So again, their function also I have told you. Flash, basically there are two types of flash we can use in the market, class C flash and class F flash. Okay, what is flash? Explain करू शकता है what is flash? Flash is a one type of mineral admixture, but it's a byproduct. It's a byproduct which is generated in the industries. जो industries मधलं धूर जो बाहेर पडत असतो ना, through the chimneys, ज्याला चिमनी असं म्हटलं जातं, जे मोठे मोठे टावर्स असतात बघितले असतील तुम्ही, through that towers, that smoke or that particular fuel is been liberated in the atmosphere. ठीक आहे, एखादा प्रोडक्ट तयार झाल्यानंतर तो त्या प्रोडक्ट तयार करण्यासाठी इफ सपोज दे हॅव यूज सम मे बी सम पॉवर, ठीक आहे, कोल त्यांनी यूज केलेला आहे, मग त्याचा जो काही धूर असतो झाल्यानंतर तो जो धूर आहे थ्रू दॅट चिमनीज दे आर गोइंग टू ट्रान्सफर इट टू द ऍटमॉस्फिअर. बट ज्यावेळेस हा त्या ऍटमॉस्फिअर मध्ये जात असतो, सम पार्टिकल्स गेट स्टक टू द इनर साइड ऑफ दॅट चिमनीज. तो जो काही मोठा टावर आहे ज्याच्यातून धूर बाहेर पडतो, तुम्ही इंडस्ट्रीज मध्ये बघितलं असेल, त्याचा जो इनर पोर्शन असतो ना, त्या इनर पोर्शनला काही पार्टिकल्स स्टिक आउट होतात. अँड दॅट पार्टिकल्स we are going to collect it and then we are going to grind it to the finer level, and that is nothing but your flash. ठीक है, ash is different, flash is different. I will tell you. Dust and soot from the burning fuels, yes, correct. Okay, so that we are going to capture and we are going to collect it, we are going to grind it to the finest level, and then we are going to use it in our particular cement as a supplementary cementitious material. Okay, there are two types of the flash. The best, if you want to differentiate cement and flash as compared with the rate of heat of hydration of this cement, flash is having low rate of heat of hydration. ठीक आहे, जेवढं सिमेंट मध्ये रेट ऑफ हीट ऑफ हायड्रेशन आहे ना, फ्लॅश मध्ये त्यापेक्षा कमी आहे. That is why flash been used widely nowadays. We can use flash blending with the cement up to 30%, 50% also. Most of the research work is going on this particular part. Okay, how much quantity of flash we can use in our construction sector? So you can use 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50% of the flash in your construction sector, depending upon the design that you are getting. Okay, silica fume. Now, second mineral admixture. What is silica fume? Silica fume is a byproduct of the silicon metal. Silica fume is a byproduct of the silicon metal. ज्यावेळेस सिलिकॉन मेटल तयार होत असतं, त्याचं जे byproduct आहे, that is nothing but your silica fume. Okay, silicon metal जिथे तयार होतं. If you want to see flash silica fume companies near to Thane, ठीक आहे, if you just cross Panvel and between Panvel and Thane, in that MIDC region, there are so many factories which are dealing with manufacturing of the silica fumes. Okay, it's a byproduct. Again, I'm saying it's a byproduct obtained from the manufacturing of the silicon metal. Okay, जेव्हा silicon metal तयार होत असतं, त्याचं ते byproduct आहे silica fume. Okay, and the size of silica fume, you are not going to imagine, it is 50 times smaller than one cement particle. The size of silica fume is 50 times smaller than one particle of the cement particle. So you just imagine how finer is silica film. तुम्ही हातामध्ये घेतल्यानंतर सिमेंट हातामध्ये घेतल्यानंतर you get the smooth feeling. ठीक आहे, खूप स्मूथ आहे सिमेंट तुमचं, कारण 1 मायक्रॉन 2 मायक्रॉन 3 मायक्रॉन 5 मायक्रॉन 10 मायक्रॉन अशी काहीतरी त्याची पार्टिकल साईज आहे तुमच्या सिमेंटची. सिलिका फ्यूम त्याच्या 50 पट स्मॉल आहे, म्हणजे ते किती फायनर असेल हातामध्ये घेतल्यावर कळणार सुद्धा नाही की आपल्या हातात सिलिका फ्यूम, इतकं ते फायनर आहे. Okay, so silica fume, again this mineral admixture we can use it as a supplementary cementitious material along with the cement, along with the cement. So silica fume is there, then metakaolin is there, another mineral admixture you can use it. You are having grass granulated blast furnace slag is there, that is JGBS, and you are having rice husk ash, then surki, that is zama bricks, powder of that zama bricks is there. So these are the some mineral admixtures we can use it in our construction sector. Okay, I think that is all about the chapter number 3, that is properties of the fresh concrete and the admixtures that you are going to see. Now if you have any question, please unmute yourself and ask me the question. With this we have completed our chapter number 3. Any questions from your end? Any question regarding unit number 3? No, silica fume you can use it. Silica fume basically you can use it by blending with the cement. Okay, so you can blend. Suppose for one project you require 1 kg of cement. So rather than using 1 kg of cement, you are going to use 850 gram of cement and 150 gram of silica fume. The cost of silica fume is less than the 1 bag of cement. Okay, actually silica fume bags are available in 30 kg size. 30 किलोच्या साइज मध्ये, even flash also you will get in 30 kg size. ठीक आहे, त्याच्या बॅग्स हे राहतात. आणि फ्लॅश जर तुम्ही बेस्ट बघायचं असेल, the flash bricks, that is the best example. Okay, rather than using the conventional brick or a traditional brick, you can use the flash bricks. Having the strength, you can check the physical properties of flash brick and your conventional bricks. Water absorption, efflorescence, and compressive strength. If you are going to compare these properties, flash bricks are also having the same properties as that of your conventional bricks. Little bit change will be there, but you have to check it and you can use it. Okay, suppose conventional brick, if you just go in the market and going to purchase around 7 to 8 rupees, correct, for one brick. Okay, but if you are going to purchase a flash brick, it will just cost 4 to 5 rupees. Okay, and you just imagine you are going to save at least a rupee, a single rupee. Okay, behind one brick is going to make a big difference, because in your in your project you are going to use thousands and millions of bricks, correct? Thousands and millions of bricks maybe. So if you are going to save that much of money, it will be help you to make your structure economical. Okay, that is why flash bricks are also now it is going to get good market in our construction sector for the flash bricks. Okay, any more questions? चॅप्टर नंबर 3 समजलाय सर्वांना? काही प्रश्न आहेत यामध्ये?
हॅलो सर.
हा बोला.
हॅलो.
हा बोला
सर. डस्ट ऍड करतेत कॉन्क्रीट मध्ये म्हणजे काय?
कॉन्क्रीट मध्ये डस्ट
ऍड करतेत म्हणजे डस्ट म्हणजे काय?
सी कन्स्ट्रक्शन डस्ट ज्यावेळेस तुम्ही रोड मध्ये बघितलं असेल, ठीक आहे, किंवा बांधकामात सुद्धा तुमच्या बघितलं असेल, डस्ट ऍड करतात ती लोक. ऍक्च्युली फर्स्ट थिंग आय विल टेल यू, you have to check whether it is recommended to you to use the dust. ठीक आहे, असं कुठेही रिकमेंड केलेलं नसतं की तुम्हाला डस्ट वापरायची आहे. ठीक आहे, जर रिकमेंड केलं असेल then you can use that dust. ठीक आहे, but the percentage of dust should not be more than 12 to 15%. How much? It should not be more than 12 to 15% at any cost. सेकंडली, ही जी काही डस्ट तयार होत असते ज्यावेळेस तुम्ही क्रश सँड तयार करता किंवा कोर्स ऍग्रिगेट्स तयार करता क्रशिंग प्लांट मध्ये, त्यावेळेस क्रश सँड तयार झाल्यानंतर जी पावडर तयार राहते, जी पावडर लेफ्ट राहते, ठीक आहे, दॅट इज नथिंग बट युअर डस्ट. And that dust you can use it in the construction sector, but it is having some limitations. Okay, so up to what percentage we can use that dust? You will the dust kute tayar hote, that dust you will get where if you visit any crushing plant where coarse aggregates are get manufactured, or maybe there is manufacturing of the crushed sand. अशा ठिकाणी तुम्हाला डस्ट बघायला मिळेल. ही डस्ट किती प्रमाणात वापरायची आहे त्याचा टेबल आहे आपला आयएस कोड मध्ये, जो मी तुम्हाला दाखवलाय प्रिव्हियस काही सेशन्स मध्ये. ठीक आहे, इट शुड नॉट बी मोर दॅन पार्टिकल साइज पर्सेंटेज ऑफ द डस्ट शुड नॉट बी मोर दॅन 12 to 15% ऍट एनी कॉस्ट. ऍट एनी कॉस्ट. ही डस्ट तुम्ही रोड साईड कन्स्ट्रक्शन साईट मध्ये बघितली असेल, यूज करतात ती लोक, बांधकामामध्ये बघितली असेल, परंतु तुम्ही चेक करा ती डस्ट तुम्हाला रिकमेंड केलेली आहे का बांधकामात वापरण्यासाठी. If it is recommended, if it is given in the design, then no problem. But if it is not given, don't use the dust. आपल्याकडे एक मानसिकता आहे, ठीक आहे, why to use the dust sir? का डस्ट आपण यूज करतोय? whatever the air voids, तुमचं वाळू, खडी आणि सिमेंट यावेळेस जसं तुम्ही मिक्सचर करणार आहात, ज्यावेळेस तुम्ही ते कॉन्क्रीट बनवताय, ठीक आहे, त्याच्यामध्ये सुद्धा काही voids राहतात प्रेझेंट. Again, if you are going to use the dust particles in it, these voids are get filled with the dust, but it may happen that they will make some adverse impact on that concrete. Okay, you have to check at first if it is recommended, then what percentage of dust you are going to use it. Okay, so you have to check it thoroughly. Site वरती तुम्ही बघितलंय, even if you just visit some of the NHI projects, if you are going to see their mixed designs also, there you are going to see they have used some dust. ठीक आहे, आता हे डस्ट अजून एक ठिकाणी तुम्ही बघितलेली आहे, तुम्हाला मी लोकेशन सांगतो, बेस्ट लोकेशन आपला डांबरी रस्ता. बघितलाय सर्वांनी डांबरी रस्ता? डांबरी रस्ता तयार झाल्यानंतर त्यावरती डस्ट मारतात, पांढरी फक्की वगैरे बघितले असेल, डस्ट मारतात. कशासाठी मारतात तो? Why we are spreading the dust on that road surface, on the flexible pavement or the bituminous road surface? See, if that dust is used in case of your road construction, that dust, if you spread it on the bituminous surface, it will absorb that, it will catch it and it will stick it. Okay, but that is not the good practice to follow. Okay, if it is recommended, then only you can use the dust. Otherwise the dust just spread kartat na, it is not the practice to be followed. Okay, tumhala if they have mentioned, if they have recommended, no, you can use the dust, I will give you the permission, then only you are supposed to use it. Otherwise don't use it, don't spread it. Okay, because they are going to absorb the moisture which is present and it will make some bad impact also. Okay, so if it is recommended to use, if it is suggested to you to use the dust, then you can use it. Otherwise, my opinion, don't use it unless and until it is recommended or it is mentioned. Okay. Which? Apply it. There are so many projects where you can see the flash bricks. Okay. In our college also, whatever the library construction is going on, that building of which is for the library, there they have used. There are so many thousands and millions of projects you can see where they are using the flash bricks. Okay, any more questions? If you have, please ask me. Okay, any more question in chapter number 3? If not, we will start our chapter number 4. That is properties of the hardened concrete. That is the next part that we are going to start now. Okay. So just give me a minute. I will share the new screen with you. So we are going to start our chapter number 3. We are going to start our chapter number 4. We have completed our chapter number 3 already. That is nothing but the desired properties of the concrete. Now, if you just see the syllabus, it's a revised syllabus that you have to use for this particular year. Okay, that is BTech syllabus for the academic year 21-22. If you don't have the copy, maybe I will share or your class coordinator will share with everyone. Okay, so unit number 4, just let us see the contents of this unit number 4. Title is desired properties of the concrete. The first content is nothing but regarding the strength. Second is regarding the impermeability, characteristic strength, compressive strength, tensile, flexural strength of the concrete. Test on the concrete, that is the, now previously we have conducted the test on the fresh concrete. Okay, that is to assess the workability. Which are the tests we have performed? Which test I have shown it to you to assess the workability of the fresh concrete? कुठल्या कुठल्या घेतल्या होत्या आपण टेस्ट? To determine the workability of the concrete. Slump cone test we have taken, then compaction factor test, VB consistometer test. Okay. That test you have taken, that these tests are used to determine the workability of the fresh concrete or to assess the workability of the fresh concrete. Now, the chapter number 4 is totally deals with the properties of the hardened concrete. Okay. आता कॉन्क्रीट आधी फ्रेश स्टेज मध्ये त्याच्या काय प्रॉपर्टीज होत्या, सेग्रिगेशन असेल, ब्लीडिंग असेल, वर्कॅबिलिटी असेल, त्या प्रॉपर्टीज आपण स्टडी केलेल्या आहेत. आता आपल्या चॅप्टर नंबर 4 मध्ये वी आर गोइंग टू स्टडी the properties of the hardened concrete. Hard concrete properties आपण स्टडी करणार आहोत. ठीक आहे. Then you are having the modulus of elasticity, effect of water is to cement ratio, admixture, that is the use of admixtures to improve the strength of the properties of the concrete, and different concrete mixes as per our Indian standard. So this part we are going to study in our chapter number 4, that is desired properties of the concrete. Now, can you tell me the definition of this word, modulus of elasticity? What is this modulus of elasticity? Anyone class can do respond for this. What is modulus of elasticity? Normal stress to normal strain. Is it correct definition? What is modulus of elasticity? I want the correct definition, technical definition. What is modulus of elasticity? I think in case of still introduction to solid mechanics, in the first chapter only, I think you have gone with this definition. Young's modulus of elasticity, na? In case of steel, what is that Young's modulus of elasticity? Proper definition I want. It is the ratio of normal stress to normal strain. Ratio of the stress in a body corresponding to the strain. What is the formula to determine the modulus of elasticity? Formula that you are using to determine the modulus of elasticity. Do you have any formula with you? Can you tell us the definition, formula that you are using to calculate the modulus of elasticity? To understand, I think this phenomenon of modulus of elasticity, you must have the knowledge about what is elasticity. What is elasticity? What is elasticity? What is elasticity? It is the property of the material by virtue of which the material regains its original shape and size after removal of the load. Correct? I think you have studied some. I have studied it long back, but still you have to remember the definitions which is applicable. So basically, modulus of elasticity being nothing but the ratio of the stress to strain. Okay, so the stress may be of any type. Okay, the strain may be of any type. So whatever this ratio of the stress to strain, we are going to consider. Okay, we are going to consider it. So in case of concrete also, we have to consider the modulus of elasticity of this particular concrete. Then in the first phase, that is as far as strength is considered, we have to study the different phenomenon which is associated with this particular properties. Okay, it may be the compressive strength, it may be the split tensile strength, it may be the flexural strength. Okay, so this is the part of the syllabus which is being there in your chapter number 4, that is the desired properties of the concrete. Now we will start the chapter number 4 at actual. I will share the new screen with you. Just give me a minute. So we are going to start our unit number 4, that is desired properties of the concrete. Is this, as I told you, this chapter is totally deals with the hardened concrete and the properties which are associated with the hardened concrete. So let us start with the discussion. Concrete when hardened is quite different from the fresh concrete, and hence different properties now gain importance in the behavior of the hardened concrete. As like fresh concrete, it is very important for us to assess the properties of the fresh concrete. On the other hand, it is also important for us to assess the properties of the hardened concrete also. Okay. Though the fresh concrete, you have assessed all the properties, you have placed that fresh concrete in the structure very well, you have cured it, you have compacted it. Now the strong concrete is start gaining the strength. And at the end of maybe 28 days or maybe after a few days, the concrete is get completely hardened. So after completing the hardening phase of that concrete, again, we have to check, we have to monitor the different changes which are going to occur in the hardened concrete. Okay, it may be any adverse impact is there of the environment on this particular concrete, or it may be any kind of deterioration which is started now in that given concrete. So we have to observe the behavior of that hardened concrete whenever it is going to start gaining the strength and after achieving the strength. So the quality of the concrete is determined by its mechanical properties. Definitely, if you are dealing with the hardened concrete, we are using the word as mechanical properties. If you are dealing the fresh concrete, we are using the properties as a can I say physical properties of that fresh concrete, or physical properties maybe of your cement, coarse aggregate, fine aggregate, whatever materials we are using. So it is very important for us to know about these mechanical properties of the hardened concrete. Okay, as well as which hardened properties now we are going to check for our particular concrete. So the properties like compressive strength, then durability, impermeability, or the dimensional changes. So before start of this particular unit number 4, it is very important for us to understand what is meant by the word hardened concrete. जसं आपण फ्रेश कॉन्क्रीट मध्ये त्याची डेफिनेशन बघितली होती. कॅन यू टेल मी द डेफिनेशन ऑफ द हार्डन कॉन्क्रीट? हाऊ कॅन यू कॉल्ड इट ॲज अ हार्डन कॉन्क्रीट? काय सांगू शकताय? काय असू शकते डेफिनेशन हार्डन कॉन्क्रीटची?
Concrete which can carry structural load.
The concrete which can carry the structural load. Okay. The phase of the concrete, that is the concrete has loosened its plastic stage and it has get completely hardened. The stage at which concrete has loosened its plasticity and gets completely hardened, that phase you called it as the hardened concrete. Very simple to understand. Okay, gaining the strength is a continuous process. Heat of hydration, it may be again a continuous process which may last long in the concrete. Okay, so converting from plastic stage or losing the plasticity of the given concrete completely, that is nothing but the you can call it as concrete is now hardened completely. Okay, so as far as hardened concrete is considered, we are dealing with very important term. You called it as the strength. Now how can you define this word strength? काय सांगू शकता त्याची definition? What is the strength? What is the strength? काय असू शकते एखाद्याची स्ट्रेंथ म्हणजे नेमकं हा शब्द तुम्ही कसा डिफाइन करू शकता तुमच्या ओन लँग्वेज मध्ये? What is a strength? Load carrying capacity. Okay, one has told us. Next, live load. These are the types of the loads, but how it is related with the strength? See, the definition is there, which is very simple. The ability of a given concrete, to resist the stress, whatever the stress which is coming on that concrete surface. What is stress? What is stress? Stress is nothing but load which is acting on a given area. The load which is acting on a given area. It may be the concrete surface, it may be slab, it may be your beam, column, whatever the structural element we are having. Okay, the load to the area, load acting on a given area, that is load divided by area, that is nothing but the stress in the simple words. So what is the strength? Strength is nothing but the ability of the given concrete to resist the stress, without failure. Without failure or before failure, whatever the stress which has been resisted by that particular concrete body, that stress or that ability of resisting the stress, you called it as the strength of that particular concrete. Okay, त्याला strength असं म्हटलं जातं. Yes, property of the material which can sustain the load, but before failure. That is the word you have to add it, mandatory. Okay, it is one property of the material after the application of the load, given load. It may be your simply supported load, it may be your universal varying load, or it may be your universally distributed load. Whatever the type of the load, whichever the type of the load which is acting on the body, it is going to resist that. Okay, and before failure it is going to resist. So before failure, whatever the stress which has been induced and it is been sustained by that concrete body, the ability to sustain that stress is nothing but the strength. Okay, now don't forget this definition for a long time. What is the strength of a given concrete? So strength is very important property of the hardened concrete, because the quality of the concrete that is used in a structure depends on its strength. Very important for us to know about this strength. जर तुम्हाला चांगलं घर बांधायचं हे तुम्ही कसं ठरवणार की तुमचं घर हे लॉंग लास्टिंग झालंय? ठीक आहे, खूप छान घर बांधलंय सर, आम्ही 1 BHK घर बांधलेलं आहे, आत्ताच नवीन बांधले 6 महिन्यापूर्वी. हाऊ कॅन यू डिफाईन, हाऊ कॅन यू डिटरमाइन द स्ट्रेंथ? तुम्हाला कसं कळणार आहे की त्या पर्टिक्युलर स्ट्रक्चरला स्ट्रेंथ अचीव झाली का नाही? So you are going to apply some kind of load. Definitely there is a continuous load which is acting. Now we are sitting in the classroom and there is a self weight of my body is acting on that floors, correct? Maybe 60 or 70 kg of the load which is acting. The load of these benches, okay, it is acting on the floor. The load of the desk, or you are sitting at your home and you are sitting maybe on the on any chair. Okay, so load of the chair, load of yours is acting on the floors on which the chair is resting. So your structure is going to sustain some kind of load. So how much load it can sustain per unit area, how much load it can sustain before failure, that is important. That is nothing but the strength. That is why the strength phenomenon is very, very, very important for us to know about. Okay, आपल्याला जर तुमच्या स्ट्रक्चरला जर स्ट्रेंथच अचीव झालेली नसेल, हाऊ कॅन युअर स्ट्रक्चर विल बी ड्युरेबल? तुमचं स्ट्रक्चर ड्युरेबल कसं होईल? ठीक आहे. So in the strength, we are going to discuss compressive strength. We are going to discuss the flexural strength. We are going to discuss the shear failure also in this particular chapter. Okay. Now, as I told you in my previous session also, our concrete is very much strong in compression and weak in tension. Our concrete is very much strong in compression and weak in tension. So to improve the tensile strength, we are using the reinforcement. To improve the tensile strength of the given concrete, we are using the reinforcement. But without using the reinforcement, can we assess the flexural or the tensile strength of the concrete? Yes, definitely we can assess it. Okay. Tension म्हणल्यावर तुम्ही म्हणताल सर, you are going to take one concrete block and you are going to stretch it in the outward direction. ठीक आहे, त्याला टेन्शन देणार आहात तुम्ही दोन्ही बाजूने. Whether we are supposed to do like that? No. We are going to cast the cylinders with some specific dimensions. Okay, 15 centimeter diameter is there and 30 centimeter height of that cylinder is there. Okay, so you are going to cast the cylinder and you are going to fill the material in the cylinder. Then you are going to take that cylinder in the compression testing machine and then you are going to determine the split tensile strength. Okay, the flexural strength. For flexural strength, you are going to cast the beam. Okay, how it is there? What are the different terms which are associated with this particular chapter? I think we will take this part in our tomorrow's session or maybe in our upcoming session whenever it is there. So for this time, I think we will stop here for our today's session for our chapter number 4. Okay. If you have any question, please unmute yourself and you can discuss with me. See, we haven't started. We have just discussed the introductory part of unit number 4. We will go in detail about this particular chapter. Any questions? Any questions to you regarding today's session? Share syllabus copy and notes. Okay, I will share it. Don't worry. what is meant by pig iron and where it is used. Okay, I think we will take this part in our upcoming session. Okay, the applications of the iron core materials, where we are going to use it. Okay, not in today's session. Any more questions? No, somebody has given me, Mayur, I think, has given me the formula for modulus of elasticity. Any more questions from your end? आजचा पाठ समजलाय सर्वांना? Please do respond yes or no. समजलाय तुम्हा सर्वांना? नक्की? बा. Online. Any response from girls? आजचा पाठ समजलाय?
हो सर.
Okay. So if there are no further questions, I will stop here at this particular moment, and we will meet with our chapter number 4 in our upcoming session. So thank you everyone for attending this session. Have a great day. Goodbye and take care.